Atlas stones, mastering the pickup. So if you're struggling with the pickup on Atlas stones, I see people struggling with the pickup on Atlas stones, and it's like the hand slipping, and it's usually a grip issue. If you can picture somebody's arm slipping on an Atlas stone, it's a grip issue. Because if you have your grip right and your tacky right, you should get to the point on a stone where, if your equipment's right, you should get to the point where your body's connected to the stone, your arms are connected to the stone, but your legs are shaking so much because you can't break the stone off the floor. Yeah. So if you're failing because your hands are slipping, it's not a strength issue; it's an equipment issue. Assuming that it's a tacky thing. So tacky skill work is so important. Different temperatures, different stones, different exposure to smooth stones, like dirty stones, dusty stones, stones that when they're cold in the winter, so stones when they're warm in the summer. They all feel a little bit different. So I think people who want to, especially performance level strong women, and I'm going to say people who are like, mean by that, people who are wanting to do comps and they're going to like say play like to win or whatever, compared to people who are, say, participation level, doing it for fun, doing it to get stuck in. So say, for instance, like I'll use like my mum for an example. Like if she'll probably do a strongman comp, but even though I think she's really good and would be really good in the masters, like she'd just be doing it for fun. So with my mum, I wouldn't be drilling if she had a stone runner comp coming up. I wouldn't be drilling like put all these different tackies, all these different kind of intricacies of what you can do with, because realistically, it's just going to take too much training time, exercise time away from what she enjoys. Whereas somebody who's like looking to, say, they're looking to podium at a national comp, or they're looking to win worlds or something, like it's something that needs to be studied, and you need to be like versatile for all these different kinds of conditions. So people often say to me like, what's the best kind of tacky? Because we sell tacky, and it's great. It's absolutely brilliant, but it's only like really, really good. It's like, it's good because it works like most of the year. You can work it, but I would never say that this is the best tacky, because the temperature changes and something else is more optimal. So that's what I really like about the about the Cerberus approach to the tacky that they provide. They've got, say, 4 or 5 different blends. So I've had the tacky from Vinnie Jones, who makes them for absolutely years, and I've always used his the old time strength training tacky. You used to use it through the winter. And it was just absolutely brilliant because it just used to allow you to train stones. So never have I been one of these that has been, get your tacky, put it in the microwave, like, because the tacky's too hard to get the tacky out, and then you get a bit on you, and then because it's cold, it's hardened up, or it's like you need to get the right blend for the atmosphere and the temperature that you're in. So there is a bit of an art to it, and it's expensive, because if you have a number of different tackies. So I would say at least have 2, like at least have like a general one, and then maybe like something like, I don't know what grades the Cerberus ones are, but or a simple one would be get the affinity one's good, and then they have a hot weather one as well. So like the affinity one's good, just generally similar to the one that we have, and then they have a hot weather one that's really, really good. I have that. I've got about 5 or 6 different blends in my bag, and I'll just know which one the likelihood of which one's going to be best depending on the situation. But again, it takes skill and experience. So I would say get stuck into some different comps that have Atlas stones in, and don't just assume that you're doing like a 70 kilo stone for reps or a 140 stone for reps. It's not necessarily going to feel like your equivalent stone at the gym. So be prepared. And a good little tip that I can have for your grip is, I don't know why everybody doesn't do it, but putting tacky on the back of your hand, so that when your tacky runs out, you just take the back of your hand and put it back on. So another benefit of getting practice with the tacky is, as you get more skilled with the tacky and actually trust in the tacky, and imagine like what figure eights do when you connect into a bar. Like figure eights keep you locked onto the bar. Like, so you get your tacky right, and that's what it should feel like with the stone. So I actually teach people to as they get better and more skilled with tacky, to people say squeeze the stone as hard as you can, or hug the stone, or get like as you're picking it up, squeeze the stone into your chest. I actually don't like that cue whatsoever. I actually like making sure that the tacky's right, and then as you get more confident with the tacky, you'll be able to start with your hand and I'm a massive advocate of putting tacky on your hands. I see a lot of people just putting tacky on the forearms. So not only will the tacky on your hands give you really good grip, because you'll almost be able to like use your hands like shovels, and use like your wrist strength to kind of wedge behind the stone and use the tacky to stick to it. But it'll actually reduce this forearm pain that people report, and like people who get scars on the forearms and stuff. But also, what it does, it puts you in a better position to produce force. So if you think of your chest pushing down into the stone, what kind of sumo like stiff leg deadlift you're in position you're in. If you can get like even like an inch higher by trusting your tacky and trusting that your hands are stuck to the outside of the stone, your start position can feel like so much easier, and you put yourself in your torso in a position where you're in so much better to produce force. So yeah, give that a go. That and make sure that your tacky skill isn't the thing holding you back. So assuming that your tacky's fixed and your tacky's perfect, and you want to improve, like say your pickup strength on the floor, and if it's just generally hard, like so improving, so just biasing your volume towards your pickups, doing stuff like complexes, like stuff like I've done a phase where say I got to the point where my extension was, or say if I was loading to like say a 48-inch platform or whatever, like I feel like that's quite low for me. So I feel like the extension is really, really easy of whatever stone that I lift. It feels really, really easy. So the limiting factor is going to be like how efficient the pickup is. So what I might do in that kind of training phase would be do my work in sets, and then I might tag on like say 3 sets of 3 stone deadlifts to the knee, where I'm just practicing with the pickup and getting my tacky right and practicing squeezing. Or you can do like complexes where you might do 2 pickups. You might do 2 pickups in a lap and an extension. But yeah, they'll help with that pickup strength. And then if tacular stones comes up in a comp, then improving your squeeze strength. So improving your ability. Then it will come into play about getting your chest to the stone and putting as much surface area of your arms around the stone as possible, to create as much force, but with your upper body to create the grip, but also to cover the surface area in terms of coverage for the friction.